Hey guys, Lee here. We're going to do pizza tonight. We're going to use the cast iron, Pampered Chef cast iron pans, the 10-inch and the 12-inch, and we're going to use the Rockcrok tonight, the Rockcrok Grill Pan. But we're going to do some pizza, and I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, now we're going to first we're going to start with our yeast and our wet mixtures. So we're going to put a cup and a half of warm water. It's just out of the tap. Get the water as hot as it'll go, and by the time you're ready to pour it, it'll be about the right temperature, which will be about 105 degrees. And we're going to dump in a package of yeast. And we're going to drop in 2 teaspoons of sugar, and this helps activate the yeast. We're just going to give this a quick stir. And we're going to let that sit for about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes, let that bloom. And okay, while we're waiting for our yeast to bloom, we're going to go ahead and mix up all our dry ingredients. First, we got 4 cups of flour in the batter bowl. And then we're going to add in our teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of black pepper, and a teaspoon of granulated garlic. We're going to add in 2 teaspoons of dried basil. And we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. And then we're going to whisk all this together. Now our yeast has bloomed. You can see it's kind of frothy on top. It's ready to go. So we're going to put this on the stand mixer. We're going to use a dough hook. I could do it the old-fashioned way and knead it by hand, but it takes a lot longer this way. And now we are going to add our oil. We're going to put in some oil. We'll stir this. Now we're going to start adding in our dry ingredients. Since we're going in to the mixer, I'll just go ahead and add it all at once. We're going to lower it, lock it, and we're just going to put it on the stir setting to start. So with the stand mixer and the dough hook, you want to just let it go, and it's going to look like it's not doing anything, and it's going to take a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's going to make a ball. And so I'm going to turn it up just a little bit, and maybe we can get this thing going a little faster. But when it's done, it'll pull away from the sides of the bowl, and it'll start to make the bowl. Our dough's ready to go, and we are going to use the Pampered Chef quick cooker to proof our dough. And so we put a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pot, and I'm just going to put the dough in here, and we are going to go over to the quick cooker. So here we are at the quick cooker. You know, you've seen videos of things being cooked. Not a lot of videos of people proofing dough in it. But we took our dough bowl, again we put oil in the bottom, put it in the pot. We're going to put it in the quick cooker, and we have a lid on the way, but you don't want to use your pressure cooker lid because there's a chance that if the dough happens to rise high enough, it can actually keep that pressure on and not release the pressure if it rises high enough. So you can either use, we found a lid that fits for now, we have one on order. You can go over, or, and I'll show you this real quick, little trick I saw online, you can take a plate and set it over the top. And that'll do the same thing. We're going to use this lid. Alright, so then you're going to go to settings, and you're going to turn the settings to the proof setting, and it's going to proof for 30 minutes, and you just hit start. Alright, the 30-minute proof is over, so I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to give you a peek, and this is what it looks like. So now we're going to take it over to the table, and we'll separate it and get it into pie crust or pizza crust. Okay, so we're going to take our dough that we've proofed. We're going to pour it out onto a lightly floured the pastry mat. Okay, and at this point, it can be separated. So I'm going to use
a handy scraper.
And I'm just gonna, we need 3 pizzas, and I'm going to attempt, because they don't all have to be the same size. I'm gonna separate them here. Okay. And we're going to just take them, set them up, make this kind of into a square best I can to get some 4 corners. Okay? And now we're going to pull and fold the, and this is how we make it into the ball. And we just do this again from each corner. And each time it basically makes a little corner. And I just do opposite sides. And then we're going to get into a ball. And every time we're going to do it like this, kind of makes it look like an onion. But what it's doing is pulling that dough taut underneath. We'll just keep doing this until we get a ball. Just like that. And then we're going to put just a little bit more oil, just a touch, in the bottom. We're just going to put it in there, and then we'll cover it with plastic wrap.
Maybe.
Maybe. There we go. Okay. Whoop. This is my adventure as plastic wrap. There we go. On there. All right. All right. We're going to do this with all the pieces. We're going to get them in different size bowls, and they're going to sit for another 10, 20 minutes, hopefully until they rise twice in size. And we'll come back when that's done. All right. So to do our crust, I like to get some melted butter, about a half stick of melted butter for what we're doing, and 2 cloves of garlic. And my wife is using the Pampered Chef garlic press, and we've melted the butter in the 8-inch Pampered Chef non-stick skillet, which you can even put in the oven, and you can take the handle off. How cool is that? Take the handle off, put it on. It allows you to dishwash it a lot easier. It allows pans to stack better in the drawer. But you can also put them in the oven this way. But she's going to put in a couple cloves of garlic for me, and we're going to get that mixed up, because then we're going to brush, when we go to pre-cook our dough, we're going to brush the butter on the crust. Our pizza crust has risen the second time, and now we're going to put it out on our mat, and we're going to stretch it and put it in our pan. So when you do this, at this time, you just want to let it kind of fall out of there. Instead of pulling it out, just let it drop. Okay? And then you got your pizza crust, and we're going to stretch it, we're going to form it, we're going to make it to the size we want. And this, you want to feel your dough when you're doing this, because you don't want it to stretch it too thin, and then I do it all the time, and I'm still learning on how to do this. But you're basically going, we're going to, I need to add a little flour. Add a little flour to the bottom. Plop it there. We're going to flip it over, plop it there. Okay. Now we're going to just find the spot about halfway. We're going to start stretching it. We're going to use these 3 fingers on both hands. We're just going to push it down. So there's about just a little bit of a lip, maybe an inch, ½ inch of a lip. Pushing it down. Then we're going to flip it over and do the other side. We're going to start at the middle and push.
My grandma's table's squeaking.
It's probably done this. Okay, then we'll flip it again and do it again. Always leaving that little bit of edge there. This one we don't have to go very big. It's my wife's pizza for tonight, and this is going to go into the 10-inch cast iron. But
nobody wants to share my Hawaiian pizza.
Yeah, she's making a Hawaiian pizza. And nobody wants that. All right, so at this point, we're just going to stretch it a little bit without going too far. This is where I always fail, so you just want to go. Fingers crossed that I don't make a bunch of holes or I don't drop it. But just along the edge, using your knuckles, and this is where you want to feel the dough. And you can stretch it. You can pull it a little bit. That'll speed it up, but that's where I start running into trouble. And you're just going to form it to the size you need. And I'm going to check this because I'm not sure. It needs a little bit more. Plus, my wife doesn't like thick crust, so I can't make them too thin.
That was close. No, I don't like.
I mean, I can't leave it too thick. She does not like thick crust.
No. But I don't know. This crust is really good with all the seasonings in it.
Okay, so now we're going to put it in our pan. Then I pre-oiled the pan, and I'm just going to form it to the pan. Up and around the sides to help give it a little more edge. I'm usually making round pies. And we're just going to tap around here for a crust. And look, no holes this time.
Yay, mine's pretty.
It's thicker, but it's... Okay. And we're going to put it in the oven and pre-bake it for about 5 minutes to get a little crisped up. Alright, this time we're going to do pizza, or this next pizza, on the Rockcrok Grill Stone. And it can heat up to 750 degrees. Mm-hmm. It can be used in the oven, in the broiler, in the microwave, on a grill.
Stovetop.
It can be used on the stovetop. I've also seen where you can put it in the refrigerator, in the freezer, and freeze it for a little bit, and do some mixed ice cream on it, just like kind of like Marble Slab or the creamery places. But we're going to do it on here. We put a little bit of oil on top, and it's the same process, and we'll show you. We're going to brush on some melted butter and garlic at this time, and we're getting ready to pre-bake it. Really want to focus on the outside more than anything else, just to help brown it up. It's kind of trying to shrink on me. Okay, go to the next one. And when we pre-bake, it's only going to be in there for about 5 to 6 minutes. We're going to put these in the oven. The oven is preheated to 450. I don't think I said that earlier. just put them in here, all three, for about 5 to 6 minutes, just to kind of crisp it up a little bit. Get it pre-cooking before we put our got the silicone oven mitts, and we're going to take our crust out. It's pre-cooked. And we're going to get ready to put our toppings on, so we can put them back into the oven. And here we go. And we will top putting the toppings on the pizza. This is my wife's pizza right now. She's topping. She's putting pizza sauce. You never want to put a ton of pizza sauce on pizza. Sometimes people really cake it on there, and it's just too much. But she's going to do a Hawaiian pizza with Canadian bacon and pineapple. She loves Hawaiian pizza.
Honey, do you want pizza sauce on yours?
I do want pizza sauce on mine.
Sometimes he wants other things.
We're getting ready to put the cheese on the pizza. You can, man, the pizza is steaming like crazy off of that.
Trying to hurry.
Grill Stone. We're flying through this because it's getting late. We're getting hungry. We have our pizzas all decorated and ready to go. And we're going to start with, this is for the boys, it's just a pepperoni pizza on the Grill Stone, Rockcrok Grill Stone, and we're going to put it in the oven first. And then we'll go with mine. Mine is going to be pepperoni and jalapeno. And then my wife's Hawaiian pizza.
Best one in there.
And we are going to cook these for about 12 to 15 minutes. I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes, but we're going to watch it. Pizzas are done. They took a little longer than normal. One little tip, today was like 96 degrees with around 100 heat index. That changes the whole story when it comes to making pizzas. But we have pepperoni pizza and the Hawaiian pizza and the pepperoni and jalapeno. And I'm going to give this a cut and let's see how it is. And this is a Pampered Chef pizza cutter, but it isn't the new one. We haven't got the new one yet. We're working on it.
There's so many new things I need to get.
It's definitely crispy.
Yes, it is. Yummy.
I love this pan. It does a great job. And it's so versatile. But there you have it. There's our pizza night, which we have every week.
Boys, come eat! Hey guys, thanks for watching our pizza night.
Hey, do you have trouble with your pizza? Do you have trouble getting your crust crispy? Maybe you need to try out some cast iron or even the Rockcrok Grill Stone, sorry. Also, comment below for 10 golden tickets on what's your favorite type of pizza. Have a great day.
Thanks.